Welcome to the Carter. Welcome to the Carter. Am I up? Am I up? What's good? What's good? Let me check. And then we get started at 11:50 something. Okay. And we get started. Welcome to the Carter. Welcome to the Carter. Am I up? Am
Hi.
I up? What's good? What's so my singing was captured. That's crazy. Anyway, we're back. Streaming. We're active. Um, the mission is the mission. We are going to be modeling one of uh, our long list today. And today, we are going to be tackling laundry baskets. I have several saved out already. I think I'll start with this organic looking one before kind of just progressing naturally to the plastic ones. I have maybe like two or three plastic ones saved up. Okay, I have just two. Where's the other one? Okay. Yeah, that's this one. So I am quickly going to hmm. Yeah, let's start up. Let's start. So first thing I want to do is I want to clear out the scene and then bring in a cube. I don't know why I like deleting that default cube, but let's go. So we have this right here. I'm just going to bring in a human for reference. Let's use no, we're not going to use a female. I'm not going to lean into that stereotype because I'm doing laundry baskets. I'm going to use a female. Nope. We're not doing that. So I'm going to GX, right? And I can scale this down. So a laundry basket should be around, okay, I think the organic one, that wooden traditional woven one, can be around this height. I think this is okay for this. So I can SY, scale this in. And in order for us to make this work, I would need an add-on. But first, I want to create the shape that this basket is going to be. So I'm going to delete this face. This is going to be one shape. I'm going to shift D, and then this right here is going to be one shape, but let me apply the scale. This right here is going to be one shape for the basket. Um, this is going to be a shape, but it's going to be beveled on all sides. I'm going to shift DX, bevel this on all sides. So this is one of them. I feel like I want to add a bevel to this part too, but right here, I'm going to GZ with proportional editing selected. Yep. So that looks good for me. What other shape am I going to capture? I feel like this oval one is something I want to do. So right here, I can maybe just apply a subdivision to this and let's see. I'm going to scale, or I'm going to leave it like so. Right. This will down here, I would select the base and just rotate. So the add-on we're going to be using for this, we're going to go to preference and we're going to look for extra objects. I feel like extra object might be in the extensions, but let's check. It's not in the add-on, so it might be an extension. Come on. Extra. Yep, right here. Extra curve object and extra mesh object. So we're going to install both. All right, so I'm going to save this our preference, right? And right here, I'm going to right click this. No, I'm going to shift A, go to the curve and go to knots. And right here, I'm going to go to Celtic knots. And we have this. But I don't like the way it's looking. So I probably want to remove the subdivision first and see how it reacts. And then I'll add the subdivision back to see how it reacts. So from there, I know which one to use. I'm not sure about this, but let's see. Okay. So what it looks like to me is that on this edges where we have so much more what do you call it, mesh density, the basket forms properly, but on this top part where it doesn't have so much density, it's a lot loose. So I'm going to go back to the basket and I'm going to create an equally distributed vertices. I think this add-on works with vertices, so I'm going to add this. I'm going to do that again, make it equal, add this and add this, and this is sweet. So I'm going to go next to add subdivision to this, and I'm probably going to apply the subdivision and then see what it looks like. So this is cool. I'm cool with this. So next I'm going to do is, yep, let's do our process again. Celtic knots. Is this too much vertices? Taking so much time to load. Okay, too much vertices. I need to rework this subdivision. I'm going to change it to 1 and apply. Subdivision, change to 1 and apply. So cool. Let's do that again. Curve, knots, Celtic links. Okay, sweet. So let's just start arranging things to look proper. Let me look at the handle aligned. Let me try aligned and auto and see which one works. Okay, auto works for me. So this scene seems to be really, really heavy. Really, really heavy. As it's dragging, it's really dragging my software. Let me turn off cavity and see if it's going to move smoother. You know what? Point 0.02. This is going to be 0.03. Slimmer depth. I feel like this one, let's do 0.01 first and just reset everything to see. Right here, I'm going to hide this. And yeah, I think we got our baskets, or our basket rather. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to recall that this right here. I'm going to select this, Shift D, release that, and I'm going to hide this again. So this right here, I'm going to scale down. I want to use it to trim this part of the basket. So in order to create that trim, I'm going to scale this in GZ, scale this up, and I'm going to convert this into a curve, right? So this curve, I'm going to apply a certain amount of depth on it. And I think we have the top of the basket. Let me check the trim. Basket. Ooh, man, I'm exhausted though. And I think we have the top of the basket. Let me check the trim. Basket. All right. So let's go on. Let's go on. It looks like from the reference that we have here, it looks like I'm doing something else entirely. From this reference, I want to create this one that is exactly this size. So we have that. I'm going to add a handle. Yeah. So the handle I'm going to bring up, I'm going to bring this to geometry and bring this to cursor, and I'm going to add in a mesh cube, select all that, merge at center. Right? So I can bring this up to this part, right? And then I can extrude this, and then flip this to the other part. So we have something like this. I feel like it should be bigger, pause, but I'm going to scale it up from the 3D cursor. All right. So I'm going to link object data, Command L. And the reason I want to link object data to this is so that it converts to curves too, but apparently I don't think that can work. I'm going to have to convert to curve myself, and let me see if I can link object data now. Okay, no, it's not even working. So I'm going to copy the width that I used for the, in fact, I don't even need to copy it. I'm just going to come over to the top view, select this tool button with proportional editing selected, I can GY. Okay. Sweet. I want to increase the width on this. All right. So on this part, I can just G into position. All right. So right here, I want to dissolve this vertex so it's much more rounder. And this, I can just duplicate to the other side. And we have one of the baskets. I feel like this should be thicker. I'm going to take this up to say 6. And then this part, I'm going to take it up to 2. 2 is too much. Let me do 0.015 or 0.0. Yeah, that was correct. So that's cool for this. For this right here, I feel like it's almost the same thing as this. So I probably don't want to do it. It's technically the same thing, actually. Abi? I feel so. Let me apply the subdivision first. No. I want equally distributed loops. Equally distributed loops right here. Then I'm going to select this face, delete this face, select this right here, and grid. Oh, I can't grid fill this. How about now? I have to start going one by one. Oh, so I can just flip this, start joining. Uh, J, J, J. Oh no, J. I'm going to join this also. So that's cool. That seems like an equally distributed. No, this is not equally distributed. I need to increase this one. Delete edges. I think this is a good amount, and then I can auto shade smooth. I can shift A and bring in a curve, not, let's do Celtics again. Oh, looks like I have to create it from the 3D cursor. So for this right here, I'm going to move this out of place, like move this to a different position. GX, move it out of the way. And then I can GZ this. Or I can, no, can bring 3D cursor to this point. No, come on, man. Can bring 3D cursor to this point and then bring this selection to this point. So they're at the exact same point. I'm going to select this top as usual, but this time I think I want to try a different approach. Hide this. I'm going to select this, scale it in. As a matter of fact, this one, I don't think I like it as much. Unhide. Whoa. Unhide. Can hide this back. And I want to delete this. So I want to create this again. And the reason I want to do it again is that I feel like I can get a better pattern on that basket. What does this mean? This doesn't look like a weave actually. Let's do that again. Okay. Let's do depth. Let's take depth to 1. Okay, I think it's this depth that is making it look somehow safe. I'm not looking around enough. Okay. I can hide this. I think this is all a curve, so maybe I can come and adjust the depth here. Um, let's do 3 on the depth, and then resolution. Let's do 12. Let me see what that's going to look like. Nope. Come on. If I bring this down to 2, what's that going to look like? What about if I bring it down to 1? Cool. This is what I've been expecting to achieve since. Bro, 3D can be really exciting and interesting, but it can also be frustrating. The top part, I want to convert to a curve, add some depth to that, and then that also will be a weaving on its own. So I'm going to convert this into a mesh first. Look at distribution. I think it's good. And then I can right click or shift A, bring in the curve and then Celtic knot. Let's see what it looks like. Can I refine from that? It's not looking like so, but I'm going to try. No, 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 no. I'm going to put this on 2. I'm going to put this on 3. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to put it on 2, 3. Okay, that's pretty cool. This is going to be something that you have to carry from the sides. But it looks humongous though. It looks really huge. But it's cool. Let me see. Okay, not bad. I can move this out of the way. Oh my god, vertices is now 4 million vertices. How? As how, bro? Why the vertices is 4 million? Is this correct? Let me see if I convert this to mesh. How many is it? Oh, one of these is like 1 million. Okay. So I'm going to reduce something. I'm going to reduce something. Either resolution, one of those things has to reduce. Wow. Okay. Let me bring this down to 2. 2 is really small. Let's do 4. Okay, 4 is cool. Then I'm going to bring this one also down to 4. Everything is reducing. I'm going to bring this one down to 4. It's going to be very, very low poly, but I think it's something manageable. This right here, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to carry the cursor down to the center of the scene. I'm going to make that box 1, the actual real reference. So I can scale this on the Z, just like so. Scale this up a little bit. I'm going to scale on the Y. So this, I can delete this face and I can GX all the way out to this point. I can select it or apply scale A and I can bevel this ever so slightly. Just slight bevel on that. I want to make sure it's as boxy as possible. So I can just start adding loops. How many is this? 30. That's all cubes. All cubes also. So I can auto shade smooth. And then let's do our same procedure. Cube knots, Celtic knots, right? Whoa. See right here. Let's bring depth down to just 2. I'm going to change this one to 3. And this is going to be 1. View frame to selected. Let's see how I can fix this. You know what? I think it's good. I'm just going to go to the curve to edit this. First of all, drop this resolution down to 4. Secondly, the extrude, I'm going to bring this down to 1. Depths, let's do 3 on the depths. And it's already looking fantabulous. Where's the handle on this? No handle. Only something at the top right here. So I'm going to call the cursor to this point and bring this to this point. And this, I'm going to need that top loop. Separate that. Select this. All of that. Scale in. And GZ. SY. Sweet. I'm going to convert this to a curve. Or is this already a curve? Convert to curve. Bring this down to 4. And then apply depth. Okay. I think this is good, only that it feels like it needs to have sort of the same feel as the others. So I want to apply this mesh, right? And then I'm going to apply that same curve treatment. Celtics. But this time around, I'm going to take this to 1. And then take this also to 1. Okay, it's cool. For this right here, I can scale. Is depth good? I'm not sure depth is good. Let me take this up to 4. Let me take this up to 5. And I can duplicate on the Z. Nice. I'm quickly going to go to the plastic baskets. This one should even take any time at all. And then I'm going to call it a day. GZ. Turn off proportional editing. GZ. I'm going to scale this down. This should be around this part here. Scale on the Z. Scale on the Z. And right here, I can scale. No. I want to scale around bounding box. Scale this out just like so. So I think I'm done with this. What we're looking at is something straight. It has a little bit of space down, space up too. So I can bring this down to this point, this up to this point, and then everything in between, I'm going to be treating as something that is potentially going to change from a square to a circle. So I'm going to insert, but insert individually. But before I do that, I'm going to apply all insert just like so, right? And then I'm going to subdivide. I'm going to right click and change all of that into a circle, right? Then I'm going to scale down, but I'm going to use individual origins because I feel like the circles are too huge. So I've scaled that down. I can select all and delete all of that face. So we have that basket. I can easily add a subdivision modifier to this, but I think I'm about to crash this software right now. Delete this face. I'm going to take out the subdivision because I feel if I do shade auto smooth, it should work. Then for the cover, I'm going to duplicate this and select back that circle as the cover. The cover is going to be pretty much top ridge, top curve. So I'm going to select, no, just the cover scale. GZ. I'm going to easy this. Right, I'm going to ES. And I'm going to easy. Then I can ES, no? ES, ES, and then fill. In order to extrude this the way it looks like in the reference, I'm going to just add more loops here, add more loops right here. And from this point, I can use my proportion editing to just lift this part up. But it doesn't quite look like the shape. Let's look at it again. It's kind of a different shape. So on my proportion editing, I want to change this from this valley looking one to the sphere. So I'm going to try that movement again and see what we have. So yeah, something like this is what we're looking for. Let me check again. Yeah, exactly. Something like this. So this is looking good. What I want to do next is shade auto smooth, see what that looks like. And I probably want to insert this, delete this face. And for this loops right here, for all of this, up until that point, or maybe up until this point, I want to insert. Right, I want to subdivide. Subdivide again. I want to turn that into a circle. And then scale down without proportion editing. And then I can delete all those holes. With this, I want to scale up GZ. And I think we got it. Only that these holes are so huge, as a matter of fact. So this, how do I do this? I'm going to go back to do this again. But this time around, I want to do it in batches. So from here, up until this point is going to be batch A, stream 1. Subdivide. Let's just do one subdivision, and then I can convert this into a circle. Scale all of that down. In fact, it's supposed to be smaller. Scale it down even more. And I can no. Okay. I want to delete the faces, but I need to select these circles again to increase some of them. I'll delete these faces, and then I want to select this right here. Y, or let's just do it like this. Let's do Shift G and see number of faces is selecting all. Let's do face angle is not working. Creases. Nope. Shift G. I can't go around selecting all these things. Lie. I cannot do that. How? Come on, man. GZ. No, let me try this first. I feel like the spacing in this thing is just working against me. So let me see if this no doesn't work. Oh, what does the top of this look like? Okay, I'm going to treat these down parts differently. So it's going to be insert, subdivide, subdivide, circle with loop tool, scale all that down, delete face. Scale, delete face. Let's do same to this right here. Isma, sure. One, I'm going to delete this face or this edge rather. Select this fill, then probably dissolve that edge too. I'm going to select this and then insert. All right. I'm going to subdivide. Am I going to subdivide a little more again? Yep, I am. And then I'm going to change this into a circle. Scale all that down. And then delete face. Is there going to be, I think right here there's a hole just for easy carriage. So I'm going to increase this and delete that face. So what I want to do next is add a little bit of thickness. S Shift Z. So I'm going to add a solidify modifier. Just like so. And I'm going to link, what am I linking? Let me link materials. No, it's not linking materials. So I'm going to apply this one's subdivision separately. No, this one solidify modifier, not subdivision. So up top, I'm going to GG, bring all that down. And this, I'm going to G, set it into place. And this laundry basket is done. GX. Last but not the least is this. Probably don't want to even do it, but let's just go to increase the collection. So up top on this side, I can GZ, bring this to the top, scale this down, scale it on the X, just like so, and Shift Z, GZ, SY, and right here I can SX, SY. Can select all, scale this down, scale this on the X, and then scale this on the X also. Right? So this is looking close. What I want to do first is select this and just bevel this just like so. Right? I want to clear out the top, delete face, and on this edge right here, I can apply scale, ES, extrude this out, and then E on the Z axis, just bring this all the way down, just like so. I'm going to select this face right here and this face and SX. But we're going to do it from the bounding boss, XX. Right? And this right here, I'm just going to add loops. How many loops are those? That's like that's 6. Add. I think this has a base first before we now. I think it does have a base to the top. And then now I can add the different loops. So this part to this part, this part to this part. I can insert all of that and then delete the faces just like so. Flip this to the other side. I think on this side too, you should also have the same mesh idea. So I'm going to create that for this part, or this part. I can insert and I can delete those faces. Clean. So right here, I feel like on all of these vertices selected, I can go to the select and select boundary loops just like so. And with this, I can bevel all of that. So I also want to select these outer ones and just bevel that. And I feel after adding a subdivision, I should be good with this. I don't even need to add a subdivision. I think I can just bevel my way to making it look like a plastic. Select this, GG, upward. So this is cool. I just want to add a solidify modifier. Merge by distance. Then let's add solidify modifier again. Whoosh. Not working the way I want it to. So I'm going to extrude along normals. Wow. I'm going to undo up until this part where I bevel this. I don't want to use subdivision. So I'm going to select this and just carefully bevel. Carefully bevel. So it doesn't overlap. As a matter of fact, I feel like this should go. Because it can't be there obstructing a whole bevel. Meanwhile, you're not adding so much to the model. So my eye just caught something now that needs to be fixed. And that's this part. So I'm going to just mirror to the other part. Apply. Mirror this, apply. So that's cool. So all of these supporting loops that I placed here, I'm going to delete, dissolve everything. And then right here, I can just bevel that. Just like so. Select this loop, GG. Into place. Shade auto smooth. On this part, I'm going to add sub division. And then maybe I can add a bevel to it too. Just a smidge. All right. So yeah, that's it about tonight. Probably just going to have to prepare this and put together for an upload. But that's about it, guys, man. I'm just going to save this file. I think this is day what? Let's check. This is day 49. Done. It's called laundry basket. So I'm going to go back, create a folder for day 49, enter day 49. It's called laundry baskets. So yeah, that's about it, guys. 45 minutes, good time, not up to 1 hour. So yeah, that's good. So long. And until I see you guys in the next one. Peace.